from the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
New at 11, more reason tonight for Hoosiers to make a plan to vote and get it done. A week after an extension, the deadline for absentee ballots is now tied up in court.
WRTV's Cornelius Hawker shares this story with us tonight so you don't end up missing out on the chance to exercise your right to vote.
More people than usual have decided to vote early in this election, and Erin Kelly with the League of Women Voters of Indianapolis tells me that's a good thing.
Every year we encourage voters to make a voting plan, but this year in particular it is so important. The pandemic, of course, is one issue, but then all these changes that seem to keep happening with what Hoosier voters are being told they can and can't do.
The most recent change, a federal court has stayed a decision we told you about last week, which extended the deadline for mail-in ballots to reach their destination as long as they're postmarked by Election Day. But Thursday afternoon, Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill appealed that decision, and until a circuit court considers it, the original deadline stands. Mail-in ballots must reach election offices by noon on Election Day. If you have questions, there are people in your community who have answers.
Reach out to your county election board, use services like vote411.org by the League of Women Voters, or just reach out to any kind of nonpartisan civic organization in your community, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
My best advice to voters is to, if you plan to vote by mail, get that ballot and get it back.
That's Julia Vaughn, Policy Director for Common Cause Indiana. They're the nonpartisan organization that sued to have the absentee ballot deadline extended. Slower mail delivery with the United States Postal Service is one of the main reasons why this lawsuit was filed.
We can't control the mail. We don't have any control over that ballot once we let it go in the mail slot.
So while this issue goes through the court system, both Julia and Erin agree. Make a plan on how you're going to vote so you don't miss out on casting your ballot. Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
In a statement, Attorney General Hill says the noon election day deadline set by the General Assembly is reasonable because it allows most races to be called on Election Day, ensuring there's public confidence in how we vote. The Postal Service recommends giving your ballot a week to arrive by mail, and that means you should send yours back before October 27th. You can also drop off absentee ballots in person at your county's election office.
The deadline to request an absentee ballot in Indiana is October 22nd, but you're encouraged to apply as soon as possible in case there are any delays or problems. Ruth Warner tells WRTV she applied for an absentee ballot on September 12th. Now, nearly a month later, she's still waiting. Warner wanted to vote by mail to avoid possible COVID exposure. She's willing to go to the polls to make sure her voice is heard, but now she's not sure if she's allowed.
I don't want to go to the polls and wait in line for an hour or so and be turned away. But I can't get an answer from the Marion County voters registration. I don't think I'm going to get it. I get all my other mail, and mail that I've sent out seems to be received. So I'm really frustrated, and I'd really like to know if I will be able to vote if I go in person, and what about all these other people who maybe have lost their ballots too.
WRTV is getting answers for Ruth and anyone else who may be in a similar situation. The Marion County Clerk's Office tells us people who don't receive their ballot can contact the County Election Board to have the ballot reissued, or they can vote in person.